Opportunity for more BBA Quaba do by Delab TV. So Hana Babin training news so yourself and yourself and the Dicana Bani no book one so now I subscribe my son being news be an or she be a notification of phone so now waiting number have a it's for me and go straight to our major issue. A Listo we can say make a year parliament for say or monko a Jubilee house see no moko impeach a dango fado. Because I can't so buff it's in piece of a can say I Ekumfi for my tom baby on 1 year channel. Because I am a parliamentarian candidate in the and many famous. This has no kind of no was in commission or any brain or cow was in come good 23 years. Someone can name more sheep, we no can see me about cooking in the own semi at the advantage. And yes, I won't say me brave about any more sheep or a common could see a year. We're bad near to communication.
I say, but then you bet me I president in the democracy. You don't want to believe it. Then you have one. And that is typical of a madman leading a country like Ghana. Presidency, it has a definition. If you are using the presidency to play your stratagem to outwit your opponent,
now I believe to punish citizens.
Yes,
punish.
That is what he's doing.
Because obi otie Ekumfi onya ohwe
otuale to enye ne to a enka wo kromfo sa
e di kromo ade ti president ni free so asem no eyesamfo pa na wo tie dia na say wo ya bod ni mi tua to na wo fa develop.
You can only react like this when you have a quality IQ.
But there is a muru na koso.
How many people are like you? You have fools who are his ministers.
Now come on,
from the rock. This guy that spoke, the Haruna that spoke.
But you see, anyesa kuno. And when you can deny a whole group of people, representation in our parliament,
this is
this is
a president who tout himself
after
a human rights
lawyer.
After you have denied those people, what we share citizens are almost sorry kwa adwuma ko bre oto ensu a tax wo so oye say ya yare be bo no kura no wa ma na etua ho tax no aka chense wo ma sheda se me punish
asem we egu
chale
no emodu
chale
and you when chale when will be discusses
no emodu
chale
what said your
how parliament should have taken this seriously
impeach immediately
such a lunatic.
Immediately.
Who is the president of this country?
It must be immediate.
Because look, Echnebi,
Minjano, Onana Kano, Cameroon, Onana Yashano.
What's our bad name?
And so compare dear who open dear who Onana Kano Cosom.
Etiquara Ekufado is the problem.
Sad.
Because you see, if you don't even respect yourself, at least respect the presidency. Respect the presidency at least. Nama nipa who say, oh, at least Koku enya hana bibi say no ye beka no. No wa kire no kwan no. Wo de fa ne say Koku Anyidohu. But Ekufado would rather go and sit and plan with Koku Anyidohu, who has lost his relevance since time immemorial. Koku Anyidohu lost his relevance in Ghana's politics since time immemorial. The fact that in an interview he exonerates John Mahama in an interview.
Okay, so
I want to know.
Yeah, you go to
please do.
All right. Okay, so this interview was done on Asempa FM, and you go to Koku Anyidohu the explanation, and when video no. Okay, all right. Okay, so you go to Koku Anyidohu quick one on Professor Mills, and this interview was done on Asempa FM. I'll be back.
Yeah. So that day, the president was billed to fly to Lagos.
Okay.
internal panel, he had given information to, he had given the go-ahead to secretary to the president. So when we say president on control letters, secretary on control letters, or we are not assigning.
Yes.
So secretary to the president, Ekufi, was given instructions to prepare a letter, not president in signing, to officially inform parliament. So we took on Lagos. So it looked like a normal morning, even though we knew that there were health challenges. No two ways about that. So it was a sudden something. And when it happened suddenly, yes, there were professionals around. So he was moved in an ambulance. The ambulance, yes, AMBULANCE, ambulance. He was moved in an ambulance. In fact, there's always been 2 ambulances on standby at any point in time. I don't know. He was not left alone. His security close escorts, including professional policemen, went with him. There was a motorcade that carried him. There were doctors in the ambulance trying to do whatever they could do, first aid. And he was sent to the intensive care unit of the 37 military hospital. I repeat, the intensive care unit of the 37 military hospital. He didn't collapse. Whatever health challenges began at the castle. And they stretchered him from his residence into the ambulance, as will be the case. Yes, you have to be stretchered. Yes, so he was stretchered into the ambulance.
From time our health challenges to time we drew intensive care unit. How many minutes?
Well, the movement from the castle to 37, because it was at that time of the morning around 10 o'clock. There was some traffic. Yes, quite heavy traffic. So we had to even the ambulance. And the people had to move on to the other side of the opposite side. So we had to drive in the opposite direction to be able to get to 37 military hospital. And you will be surprised that in that short, the traffic was just so thick. And it's so ironical because President Mills himself, as a president, anytime we had to move out, say about free castle, official assignment, his first instruction will be, you people should make sure that we use the road that has the least traffic. I don't want to inconvenience people. Yet that day when he was being sent, he was on that final journey. There had to be some inconveniencing because then we had to rush the option. So the president was sent to the ICU. Medical doctors, both military specialists and civilian specialists, were on standby at the ICU when the president was sent in there. But it so happened that God brings us out here to serve and calls us back home to rest. So God called him back. So this whole propaganda that I put in my pickup or my Ford is so ridiculous. It's not funny. But I don't know why are you telling the story now? Obi, there are times and seasons. At that time, the first of all, in the first year or that particular year, Obi, one was too distraught to be paying attention to some of these things. She said, yes, when my mother died 26 years ago, maybe that was the first time death hit me at very close range.
So you see, when you can say we are saying nipa adwene Edam Bemwa, when he was saying, this is Koko Anyido who's speaking. Edam ne ba no drew Jubilee House. Okusheni ni abodam. President abodam to sheni ni abodam for. Then this is how they behave. We bought them straight. Ekufado you bought them straight.
This is the president of the.
And so what? We must take medical mental health seriously as a country. When so
Onipa to meet us deliberately that I'll punish these constituents. Ghana for how do you describe that person? That may mess that punishment.
No, look at can be a sadist.
What? But don't you it's a mental situation.
Disorder. Being a sadist, a mental disorder.
Madness.
It's madness. Every sadist is a madman.
Anyway, would you concentrate? Why would you be? Anyway,
The last point I want to raise about Kwaku Anyidohu's mental health. Yeah, was he taking it seriously and attend to him because he's a brother. Unyanya.
Brother man,
I'm sad to see.
We na offer yes you get a comment be a chese na nya asem ketwa. And I can say as you get aka say new obi wa koskonko and say nyas kaka o chese offer nsem bi kika na very interested. We no ba ye kukwan do so. No can say kukwan do you be like you be onim nyansa yi pampat. Say niema a okeka na chese niema nkoyi or some surgery kakra. Because someone for no and yet like omukuzu so niema hon because we are bodam so abadam no mukuzu so sa niema hon. A 5 year autopsy report ni. O se sa niema no kra masa. Ebusia for kra si ona abekande. What did or see we kra was here chinetu. I was never for atamet ebusia for chinetu. More can him more the come name good in a ban and don't country na banary.
So you can say Kufu that repent or call heaven. I make us in Yakopon for become Muslim. I would prefer to be in hell than to be in heaven with the Kufu. Yes. Yet one of I'm a woman, I better say.
I'm
Yes.
Obey. Then you have a promo free.
And hating such a person on penipa ye. Now, Charles McCarthy, you know, where me the pa, Monsieur can you open me say. Oh, Quara, or your uncle Bonnie, a sell brapa. And you know, me no, go quite you do who no. I am who say, oh, Bible say me and for the Fortanabia. Now, see, I see what we theology course beer, why soft. He's been ordained.
Also, who quite
now, we share so for me.
No, I fasted yet.
Eddie, alright. This is supposed to be Obia. Or a very knowledgeable. But I will speak about what Esedun Ketia said in recent times about Suku. Mpepe Jimmy. Suku Mpepe Jimmy. Adie timi Pepe Jimmy, adie ba kope. Na say drone so ye de man na onom da. E nyansa.
If you nyansa.
Eno penetimi Pepe Jimmy. Oh. Obi. Wabeye mampani. Ofre busuamu. Odi efane say ofri Mozambique. Ekura biase a ewa amamre ni amane ani ho. Ena wabetena Ghana ha. O my way. Amamre ni amane ye adwuma wa ha. Professor Mills. Wo Kwaku Anyidohu. Untimi ndono nchen na busua.
Wanwa.
Kwesi be senata. Na wo eneno wafa Professor Mills. Oh, se woni dwuma bi dia. Na wo didi obi papa din ho. Woni dwuma bi di wa asase we so a. Padafo bi, until very recently. Na me dwen say one of the Edu brothers, Emanibia. Because I was very convinced say ni dia Edu no ene the Asokwa associations be until very recently on one pokrana in a conversation oma me who say but all along minimum kofua they also have a similar feeling like I did have and still they have until say maybe a metro almost say no what must I say. What did you do in what check? Minim Kofua, Quabra, or what did the Kajatia Poku do what check? just because they are Poku. Now this one, you don't bear any of his names. Only Kweku and you know who Mills. You are even crying more than the bereaved.
Family,
and you know, sometimes it appears to me, say, Asama Makati Kano. It's a national issue. We must pay attention.
You be said to me. Say, I say, more than one Kukueno. Or catch a professor, or catch a Kufado say, a Professor Mills, one yata be
imagine
that can't so papa.
Oh, yes, I do. Then,
I will just say, my own for tip too late.
Why tip too late? Where are you for Libya? A good one don't grow for like donkeys. No, I will go tip to her.
I
that's all what
to
obey. Obey no. Obey to Bedway. Obubia.
So you ask about Nipana Olidi delegation, you know, any the rented people he took there, and a very criminal thing. The impersonation. To impersonate as a family member
serious
of Professor Mills.
Serious.
It is criminal.
Because a Bushiano report to Sanko for
it is criminal. By now, the family must take steps
exactly
to get them arrested and arrest Kwekwanyido to tell where he went to rent all those people from.
Yeah.
Now, Grano open a Bushiano postmortem.
Now, they say, or you're Ghanaian, and the president, would they allow him that space?
Private.
Now, to impersonate as a family member of Professor Mills is criminal. When you know you have a family head. And when to me as Osto, Crampona, it veers off family.
Of course.
And becomes something beyond family. Because we are citizens of Ghana. Professor Mills becomes a bona fide property of you.
Yeah.
And to they allow him that space. Say he has the right. He has the local standard to know why Professor Mills died. Now, Kwabra, what breaks the camel's back? The man who said he needs a brain surgery. And yeah, the fact that you see, bulls get mad easily.
For any news about our semi for Mammoth Science, same way, because any some kiton concern about a list to win semi can't parliament for some Jubilee or system impeachment and another Kufado. And pressure the gums on us and between our but I could go into what is reporting in your open and here for among woman named the Google and no pet. Omun the and some of my canning wash. Miami means a wet a year or quissy. For a drink and about comments such as friends to beat him to a sham or down for Sunny Biatry. Remind me to know book. There will be as well by the lab.